might suffocate all the light as it smothers the sun. I can tell by the moon you'll be joining me soon as a guest in my fortress of fun. And I can't wait to see you and once again free you, release from your humorless air. Someday I will replace that big frown on your face with a smile and a murderous glare. We are two of a kind, violent, unsound of mind. You're the yin to my yang, can't you see? And if I were to leave, you would crumble in grief. Face it, bats, you'd be lost without me. You'd be lost, you'd be lost. Face it, bats, you'd be lost without me. I'm just trying to show you just how well I know you. I understand just how you feel. Through your reason, no way, 'cause you had one bad day and your mind let go of the wheel. Still we're fated to battle, you pout and I prattle. Don't you ever tire of this game. But you'll not make it end, 'cause I'm your only friend. We are opposites, but we're the same. We are two of a kind, violent, unsound of mind. You're the yin to my yang, can't you see? And if I were to leave, you would crumble in grief. Face and bats, you'd be lost without me. You'd be lost, you'd be lost. Face it, bats, you'd be lost without me. We have so many wonderful stories. I have studied the mind of this bat. A hero with no praise or glory, just his cape and his cave and his meow. We are two of a kind, violent, unsound of mind. You're the yin to my yang, can't you see? And if I were to leave, you would grumble and grieve. Face it, bats, you'd be lost without me. You'd be lost, you'd be lost, you'd be lost. Face it, bats, you'd be lost without me.
Well, here we go. That wasn't... It's amazing. I thought, I won't go Miracle of Sound today. What I'll do is I'll put it on the Epic station so that we can have some, as it describes, cinematic, orchestral and pirate shanties. Precisely why the pirate shanties are epic, I don't know, but the cinematic orchestral pieces I thought would be quite nice. Yet somehow, some way, amazingly, Miracle of Sound slipped in. Amuses me because I never really planned it. Anyway, let's figure stuff out. So it looks like we're looking at the right screen and everything's tolerable at the moment. Tolerable. It's not looking terrible. Same as last week. I didn't do any in the mid the week, in the mid week winter. In the mid week. There's a joke in there somewhere. Make it up yourself. Right, so, what do we really want? I think what I need... Now, how's the best way of doing this? Because I could just bring in a cylinder and, like, kink a cylinder. Let's have a look at this. Okay, it was slightly more awkward to zoom in than I thought it was going to be, but never mind. It's fine. I'll see what else might be beneficial if I grab myself another window and Fallen Order. Never remember the bloody name of the thing. Lightsaber, there we go. Images. That way we've got some spare reference images are lurking around that I can have a look at myself. But yeah, I mean, essentially you're just looking at sort of like at random little wires, and yeah, as I say, there's a part of me thinking I could possibly do that via just a cylinder. You could just make a kinky cylinder, as it were. No, I think last week when it looked rude was when we had a kinky cylinder, but no. The crucial element is there is another way, and I might use that. Yeah, go on, let's go. Nope, that's not. Apparently that wasn't in the window sufficiently to work. So I don't know if this will work. It's worth a shot anyway. Oh god, there's so many options. I don't think I... No, maybe a line is what I want then. No, there we go. I did wonder, because I was thinking surely there's just a simple Bezier. And now that would make for a massive fuck-off wire. Which I suppose we could have a massive fuck-off wire, but I don't think we really want one. So let's make it tiny, make it small, and now let's edit it. And basically, if you've ever come across a bit, fuck's sake. Okay, apparently I don't know how to edit. No, I really don't. Okay, so there's that. But is there not? Oh no, that's the. Yeah, I didn't really want to move that. Can we undo that? No, I don't think we can. What's the bloody button combination? Not that. Not that. Of course, that's not that. Ah, here we go. Cursor to world origin. That's what we want. And then back, zoom in there. Right. Ah, there's a wild chopper on the loose. Of course there is. Now, I feel like... Oh, here we go. Right, I want tweak. Exactly. There we go. I've used these sort of curve handles in many a program, so it was very strange to behold one that was like, no, I'm not going to work like every other handle in every other fucking thing. Right, can I? Is that... No. Fuck! Should have just used the cylinder. Add, no. Control points. Okay. Make a segment. Cannot make a segment, okay. Let's try that select box. Can you make a segment? Oh, you can make a segment. I don't know what that's done. I don't want it though. Extrude. Let's sort of extrude the line out, which I suppose is not... Yeah, I must admit, that's not too bad. I think extrusion should work. So, whoops. Oh, extrusion has already worked. Oh, yeah. Yeah, right, that's fine. I can probably delete that. Yeah, delete the vertex. Vertex, even. Oh, and there's an arc. Welcome. I didn't say welcome, but I'm trying to remember how the hell you use Bezier curves in this program, and it's proving surprisingly difficult because I can't remember. But still, especially because technically, at the moment, I'm mostly just In fact, I have made it kink because, of course, naturally, it's 3D. So there's 3 dimensions, which is always slightly awkward. I think I need to get rid of the lightsaber, otherwise I'm not going to be able to see what I'm doing here. But I mean, truth be told, I don't know what I'm doing here, which is always good news. Good news. But yes, no. The crucial thing was welcome. Welcome to everything. Well, welcome you. Welcome me. Welcome you. Now. Solidify? Is that what I'm after? Screw? I don't think screw would help. Solidify is the most likely at the moment, from what I can think. Try solidify, see what happens. Welcome to my kinky artsehole. Indeed. I did suggest the fact that we might be using a kinky cylinder. Okay, so solidify. Clearly not the one I was thinking of. Interesting. Unless it is. I just need to do a different thing. But no, that's not the way I was thinking it would go. Okay, let's have a look at the options here. Right. So, oh God, could you, for once, not show me the explanation of what they do? I just want to read the words, see if I can work it out myself, and then I might look at actually what they do. Anyway, so mesh cache, mesh sequence cache, array bevel. Unlikely. Plausible. Decimate doesn't sound like a good idea. Edge split, no. Mirror, definitely not. Remesh, no. Screw, not so much. Solidify definitely stood a chance, but didn't seem to do what I wanted it to do. Subsurf, no. Triangulate, no. Weld, no. Armature, no. Cast, no. Curve, not convinced. Hook, no. Lattice, mesh deform, shrink wrap, simple deform, smooth, warp, wave, or soft body. Let's have a look at this bevel. I'm not convinced. But, I mean, we'll have a go, see what happens, I suppose. An amount? I can't actually see it doing anything. Segments might help, no. Width, no. Oh, I suppose maybe vertices? No. No, as I say, I'm not convinced bevel's the right keyword, no matter what. Maybe it is just in the basic curve options. Let us see. Geometry. Extrude. Still not quite what I was after. Oh, I suppose arguably. Let's get rid of that. Hang on. Let's try this. Yes! I mean, that is obviously way too... Well, I say that's way too thick. Actually, it's just because I was zoomed right in. It's not necessarily quite so thick. But yes, here we go. That's fill caps as well, please. That's the ticket. Basically, what I'm trying to do is make a solid tube out of that Bezier curve. And I managed to work out where the option was. I knew something in the vicinity of this existed. I just couldn't quite remember where. I thought it was an extra modifier, but it's built into the Bezier curve. So, let's name this wire 01. And then what I want to do is put it in its own collection, I believe. Just call it wires. And now, basically, I think what I want to do is just go duplicate y-axes. And now let's just twist it around a bit differently, essentially. So this is possibly the benefit of using the Bezier curve, because I can now sort of twist it and gnarl it and generally make it look slightly different without having to sort of remodel anything, because it's basically doing the modelling part itself. So is that cool? I mean, 2 would have been a more sensible option, Blender, but who am I to complain? You did what I asked you to do. We'll stick in a 3rd option, just to give it something different to go on. And here we'll sort of try and smooth out the... Whoops, not what I intended. Smooth it out a bit so it's a bit more sort of up there, and then this one doesn't have to have as much kink there, but we might try and sort of just add a bit of kink on the sort of... I suppose actually let's try and catch that one, and then maybe just make this different sort of directional kink there, and then sort of bring that in and maybe pop that down a bit, and then what we'll do is we'll grab that one again, and just again it's always sort of remembering you want to be working on essentially 3 dimensions. There's not a lot of point in doing it in 3 dimensions if you're not actually sort of concentrating on the idea of utilising all 3 dimensions. So yeah, I mean, we've got a collection of kinky wires. What a phrase. What a phrase. Right, so theoretically now, if we go back to our circle, I should probably rename that at some point, but right at this very moment I'm not too fussed about doing so. Now, I don't honestly know how well this is going to work, and there's probably going to be a lot of tweaking involved, but oh well. have a go. I think I checked this last week, but I might as well just double check. Face orientation, good. It is facing downwards. With this hairy particle system, so arguably I already know where the hairs are facing, don't I? Because they're already there. They're not there, but they are there. I realise that makes no sense if you don't understand, but at the moment they're being rendered as a path, I think, and that's therefore sort of, you know, but what I need is render them as a collection, I believe. Yes. And I want that collection to be wires. Yes? Not obviously seeing the fact that it's worked. But maybe I'm just not seeing it. Ah. Okay. It has worked. But they are super tiny. Object scale. There we go. Okay, that's a bit better. Pick random? No. Whole collection? No. Global coordinates? No, not really. Object rotation. Ah, there we go. Okay, I don't know precisely how I've done that, but I've done it. So I probably want scale. That doesn't necessarily do what I want it to do. Why? I think I might know that. Yeah, okay, I might be able to solve that problem. Not 100% sure how, but I think I might be able to solve that problem. So ideally, I want to ditch that. And now. How to get you where I need you to go, because you refuse to go precisely where I'm telling you to go, but I suppose that will probably suffice. So if I origin to 3D cursor, that's the one. And now I want to do that again. Origin to 3D cursor. So I'll give them doing all three of these at once. When the issue, of course, is it might not work the way I think it's going to work, because I've made stuff disappear, but still. It's surprisingly difficult to see that circle. Also, not worked. There you go. He's clearly infused in everywhere, because Miracle Sound is back. Yeah, I mean, I suppose maybe I don't want the object rotation there. What happens if I rotate that? Does that affect? No. That's back lying on the floor. Right. Now, I might have to refer back to the tutorials to work out precisely sort of the approximation, at least, of object rotation duplication. I don't know if that's necessarily what I want. Internal. No. Sure, I don't think there's anything. I don't think even there are children at the moment. got the... Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, that's not a problem. That's not important. That would make any difference. Volume, vertices, that moves them around but doesn't do anything in particular. Jitter distribution or random distribution. I don't think it makes too much difference. Hair dynamics, I don't necessarily feel like that's something that would be useful. No, not convinced. Maybe I want advanced. Rotation might do it. I don't know if that's going to randomise the rotation. No. Definitely not doing anything. That's certainly the closest I've ended up, but still not exactly perfect for what I'm after. Okay, that's actually gotten closer to what I wanted. Yeah, that's sort of flipped them a bit more the way I wanted them to go, but still not quite. Okay, that's intriguing. Now apparently they've disappeared. Very curious. The issue is there is they've disappeared off to the side now. That's quite odd. Let's undo a lot of that, which is unfortunate because I've... There we go, okay, so that's back to where it was. Let's save it as soon as we've gotten to work, but give it a go to a certain extent. I'm reasonably certain this is one single thing. Why can I not see the word I'm after? Subtract. There it is, thank you. Oh wait, that's already got no weight to it. Has it done? Yeah. So I'm just not convincing that it's making a difference. Edit mode, object mode again. No, that's vertex groups what we talked about. Fill plates. No gravity. No, that won't make a difference. I don't think any of that makes a difference. Okay. I don't think segments makes any difference when using the actual segments. I kind of would want them a little bit more lengthy. If we bring the lightsaber back in, yeah. But I still haven't quite gotten. They're on our sort of like, for some bizarre reason, 4 of them don't actually cling to the item correctly. But they are the same 4, interestingly enough. So why that? I've just made them dead. I don't know that's why. I don't know if made any real difference. The problem is, if I don't do that, they don't sort of sit properly. If I do that, they still don't really sit properly. Of just using the wires individually and not bothering with a particle system would perhaps be the easiest method here, but we'll just cut the music for now so that I can review a tutorial, and theoretically you won't be able to hear that because right. That's not. Yeah, that's not as useful as you would think. Duplicate that tab. Bring that over here. Damn it all! Where's the playlist gone? Bloody stupid thing. There we go. Right. So. Where is the one on particle effects? I don't bloody know. Where are you? Stupid bloody playlists and their nonsense. is that? Interesting. Particle effect, particle effect, particle effect. All the words sprinkles. Sprinkles. That's what we're after. Okay, so we're looking at render. Yeah, the scale. So I say I perhaps don't want to use that. Which just ruined everything. Okay, that's fine. Oh! Oh no, they're still wrong. Probably, once I figure it out, if I figure it out, 0.3 is probably enough for what I'm after. Yeah. Scale randomness is something I wouldn't mind using, but I haven't really figured out. I haven't exactly figured out how to get the blasted thing to work yet. So scale randomness was a secondary for me, but. Well, that won't work, which is a problem. But let's see. Okay, interesting, interesting, interesting. Interesting, yes, that's making sense. That is interesting. Extra interesting. Well, I've just realised I can't see any chat if there was any. Gosh darn it, I genuinely thought I had an improvement there, but no, not so much. I'm beginning to wonder if maybe it's maybe a fundamental flaw elsewhere in the system that I'm not understanding, but let's have a continue here. Yeah, okay, that's. okay, so I did actually get that right earlier. Field weights, no, not field weights. Not that it's made any difference, because of course it's not. Let's have a look at these again. Well, that's interesting. Interesting. And interesting. That has probably explained some of the issues I'm having. Not all of them, but it has explained some of them. Very awkward to get that to go precisely where I want it to go. Not sure how you're supposed to... Oh, there we go. Okay, that's the one. Superb, right. Origin of that to 3D cursor, marvellous. Now, next, move along the next one. Get in here. Drop that in there. Origin to 3D cursor. So, what I'm assuming happened was I probably didn't change object when I was doing all of this earlier. How much difference it's going to make now, I do not know, but it's at least now 1, 2, 3 on there. Right, there we go. Holy shit. Holy shit. I think that might have been the entire problem. My God, it was. It was literally the entirety of the problem. Oh, son of a bitch. Utter son of a bitch. Right, let's try and... I could do with getting that sort of... I don't want that pinned. I don't know how I'm going to be able to combine these two. Can we combine these two? No, alright. Or at least not easily. Alright, hang on. This is nothing to do with the actual model. This is me trying to combine fucking bloody windows in the internet browser. Right, I'm going to hit a save button on that, and now what we'll do is we'll get the music back so that you've got something to listen to while I'm mumbling away. But the crucial element is it's kind of done what I wanted it to do. Oh, my word, it has done what I wanted it to do. Good Lord. Yes, the epic music is a reasonable thing to have. Bit of a bugger there, but that's A, at the back, and B, not an issue we'll solve right now. Although we may end up solving it slightly anyway. But what I'm wondering is, can I get... No, that's not really what we're after. That... Again, not really. We do sort of want them all sort of rotating down. Unless now I've done that. Right, remember object Y. No, okay, we do need object Y. That's fine. We'll not fuck about. Angular velocity? No, indifferent. Doesn't do anything for me. Scale randomness. Maybe I don't want it quite so well, actually. No, might not want it quite so random. Well, that does slightly, unfortunately, sort of jab one out of the cover. Although, having said that, that could be a very good reason to pop back into our weight paint mode. Again, like, this isn't a tutorial. I'd like to just make that 100% clear, 100% clear. But essentially, with weight painting, weight painting, yes. Weight painting, no, that's specified, not a tutorial. With weight painting, what you're doing is you're putting sort of essentially bias. So wherever it's red, it is phenomenally biased to put the particles. But anywhere else, like here, okay, it's not doing it. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. At some point, I'll figure out how to do it. And then I'll be dangerous. No, that's definitely not. That's interesting, because that should be... That's add? No. No, I am correct. I want to subtract it. The strength is 1, the weight is... Oh! Okay. No. One of those moments where you go, I know this, and I know this is how it's supposed to do. So why are you not doing? Maybe I need to do it from the top? No. How? Ah, must have been missing the blasted thing. Anyway, bring the lightsaber back. Right. Hang on. There we go. Right. Now, perfect bottom. There we go. Good. So, blue. It's very much heat vision. If you know about heat vision, or the sort of showing of heat vision. Blue. Absolutely cold. Nothing will go there. Then sort of green, sort of the light blue to green to yellow. That's sort of in between. So light blue, you're not going to get much. Green, yeah, maybe. Yellow, probably. And then into red, which is definitely. So I don't know if this is going to work out quite the way I would like it. Are you shitting on my bollocks again? I'm assuming it's because this circle. I think basically what you end up... Unless maybe you can't do it... Okay, fine, that's fine. I can't do it straight down for reasons. Don't know why that is. But apparently I can't do it on a straight sort of looking up view. It's fine. It's fine. We'll live with it. It's not a problem. Right, okay. So now, yeah. Now most of our wires do kind of bias the idea of popping out of that side. Although, having said that, what I think I actually want more is if we... No, not the lightsaber, the circle. We weight paint, and what I think I want to do is actually get rid of it in that top area. And probably this bottom area as well. As you can see, I mean, it's quite a good visual clue as to how it's working. So, as mentioned, wherever there's a blue, no particle wires. Wherever there's a red, particle wires. And what I plan on doing is going to add, and just putting a few more back this side. So that theoretically, I'm trying to get it to kind of go in such a fashion that I don't necessarily have to worry too much about them clipping through that sheath, which is why I've removed them from there where it's very, very close, and there where it's very, very close, and I'm just having them sort of dangle out the sides primarily. But that's not too bad. That's definitely not too bad. Segments, as I say, segments I think is if you're actually dealing with hair, not dealing with a group of gubbins. I do just wonder if I want at least a couple of these wires, maybe that one. We go to our stuff and we make our depth maybe 2. That makes that one slightly thicker. And then this one, maybe if we go 3, might be a little too thick. Yeah, I think 3 makes that a bit too lumpy looking. So maybe try 1.5. Or is that? No, they are. So we are looking at a 0. That's fine. Maybe 2.5. Nah, 0.15. Just trying to give them a bit of variation so that they don't necessarily look exactly the same. At least that's the plan, anyway. Do you know what? I kind of like it. I think I might. I think it's certainly livable, as opposed to livable. It makes it sound like I was suggesting Liverpool wasn't livable. That's not quite what I meant. I was just trying to make words into things that make you go, huh? Cool. Yeah. Not necessarily perfect, but for the purposes I've got, I think it might suffice. Yeah, let's get that sort of just a little further around that corner. Well, having said that, that's now ruining everything I've done so far, but I say it's ruining it, it might be making it better, but obviously I'm now changing... Whoops, no, not edit mode, there we go. I'm now changing where the particles spring out from, which of course applies all of the randomizations that I've put in, which of course, when you're dealing with randomizations, it might look worse each time. I'm wondering maybe slightly more? And again, probably making suddenly get all horrendously... the potential for it to be horribly ruined. Because every time I do something, let's try a different seed. Oh no, I don't know about that. Yeah, I mean, you're definitely going to get a bit of clipping here, which is not 100% optimal. Like that one's unfortunately sort of as much as I could. Oh, the problem is every other wire. Maybe that one. Let's try adding a couple more wires, see how that shakes out. Oh god, I'm quite pleased it worked. I'm quite pleased it worked. Oh, right, what we'll do... I don't know if we've got a camera in this scene, do we? Oh yeah, we do, but a shit camera that's nowhere near where we want it to be. Camera to view. Yes, that's correct. So what we're doing is just lining up a camera. So it's a bit of sort of dead space, but something like that. Yeah, I'll do. I'll turn that off just in case I start hitting the button by accident. But what we'll do is we'll pop up a little render. I suppose, yeah, it's bloody quick, which is quite nice because it's barely rendering anything. Because there's no materials or anything. Also, why am I on frame 51? I have no idea. But I suppose it doesn't really matter. I've not animated it yet, so it shouldn't really be on frame 51. Is that really... Yeah, it's just... I remember I turned it off in case I moved it by accident. And now I wanted to move it deliberately and it was off. Bloody idiot. Let's have a look at that. Blender render. Bloonder render. There you go, just in case. I don't know whether that's going to... is that? Yes, it has. Marvellous. That's helpful. So when there is a Bloonder render window, it will work. But yeah, there you go. Not terrible. Not terrible. I especially quite like the wires. Because they've sort of... one of those age-old ones where it's like, here's a theory. It should work. Holy fuck. It did. Once I worked out... what was... oh yeah, because I'd messed up the origin points. And that's a classic problem in fairness. Oh right, we don't want that window open anymore because otherwise it fucks up. Right. Let's have a look on this reference image again. So, we've kind of gotten that covered. And we've kind of got the wires covered. We've pretty much covered the grip part. And we've covered this part because I think we'll try and do that in some other fashion. Don't know how, but in some other fashion. We've got a couple of dips in there. Not quite as severe as theirs, I don't think. But nonetheless, we've got a couple of dips. We've got a nice little button there. And then we have 2 prongs, which I think I might have gone a bit more severe on the sort of forkiness of the prong on my one. Although having said that, it looks a bit more like it there. So yeah, in one of them it doesn't quite look as sort of prongy, and in some of them it looks as far more prongy than you expect, but nonetheless, I think we've gotten somewhere. I'm just looking at more reference images. Yeah, well, I think I'm satisfied. Genuinely think I'm satisfied. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that, and I kind of feel like I want to Let's. What is the empty? Oh, that's the reference image. Yeah. No, do you know what? I'm going to call it reference image. Ref under image. And this, let's call that wire emitter. And then let's respell lightsaber because it's not actually got a space, despite the fact that I always put a space in it. Okay, let's now put. Let's grab the what's it and the lightsaber, and we'll duplicate them, and then stick them in the archive, and therefore they should just immediately disappear. Cool. I will rename that. So archived, saber, finished. Well, I suppose technically, if it's finished, why archive it? But why archived wire emitter. Just in case I need to go back a step, I might try and make sure I do that because it's not something I've often done. The way I've usually done it in the past has been very much a sort of save a new file each time, which is not, you know, not a million miles away, but it's nonetheless, it's one of those ones where it's kind of like, yeah, can maybe try and get better at archiving and stuff, which I think is probably worth something. Now the key question is what to do next. I'm not getting rid of that camera, it's irritating me. There is an alternate way for anybody interested. You can, I can't remember. No. No, I can't remember. There's definitely a button around that area somewhere that would allow you to get rid of sort of like the highlights and the bits and pieces and stuff. But the easiest way, if you find the camera getting in your way, is just do that. Yeah, because it gets rid of the whole camera object, but the camera still exists, so you can still access the camera view. And you know, while I'm working on this bit, it's not of any real significance. Right, so there's probably a clever thing I can do with the textures there. Maybe. Yes. Yes. Or is it? How did that work? No, that's not in the tutorial there. Which part of the way? Yeah, random materials. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know how to do that, that's fine, that's not a problem. Now, the key question is, it's quite a dull metal, isn't it? So, yeah, because it's meant to be sort of old and rough around the edges, so precisely how I want to do this, I don't know, but so arguably, let's have a bit of a think. While I'm scrolling through images, we'll have a bit of a think, and in that think, a bit of a sing-song, oh yeah. You want a bit of a think and a bit of a sing-song. That's what we like to see, oh yeah. Thinking and a sing-song. Thinking and a sing-song. Thinking. Cool, interesting. Do 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 do. Ba 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 ba. Okay, so arguably the first thing I need to do is figure out the best way I'm going to get these UVs in, which is always difficult, although having said that, okay, that might work. I mean, it does automatically do some of the UVs, but sometimes it doesn't quite necessarily. do them well. Like right there, I don't think that's going to work well for the UVs, but that actually will. But then again, it's going to... Yeah, I suppose what I need to do... I hate UV editing. It's a pain that I don't fully understand. That's why I usually try and just get it to do it by itself. I mean, cylinder projection? Oh, no, that's horrendous. Just general unwrapping? No, because I haven't put any seams in it, which is the bit I'm trying to avoid. Smart? I mean, that definitely sort of... that does it, and might serve the purpose I need, which is fair, I think. Let's see if there's sort of active quads. Oh, okay, I mean, that's the problem with that one, is it does sort of overlap a lot, which is kind of not what you want. Project from few, I don't think it's going to do. No, that's definitely not going to do what you want. Oh, maybe I should just do it properly. You can't make me. You don't want to, and you can't make me do it properly. Depends on what some of these are. Yeah, okay. I think this is sort of going to work, but also sort of not going to work. Let's do an image. I mean, I'm going to call it bump map. Whether I'm going to actually be able to do it properly or not, I don't know. But yeah, So I will want a texture. Which will mean I need to build a texture. New texture image here. The problem when you start doing shit you don't really know what you're doing with, but there you go. Source, no. Colour space, no. Where's the option I'm looking for? Where's the above? Type. Ah, here we go. Type. That's what I'm after. Highly flexible fractal. Fractal noise again. Very noise. Cell-like patterns. That might do what I'm after. Although not like that. It won't. Well, who said that? If I can get them. Okay, interesting. What in the world is an abla? Size of derivative offset used for calculating normals. Okay. Up it to 1. Now up it to 0. 1. Apparently 0.1 is the highest it will go. I cannot see it doing anything. I really can't see what that thing's actually doing. Okay, size I can understand, that's fine. Yeah. Position, intriguing. Position and outline, devilishly intriguing. Okay. It's not really what I'm after. I don't think the Voronoi is going to be suitable. Blend? No, it's more. Clouds, definitely not. Distorted noise? Interesting. Very interesting. Magic. I mean, if it worked, it would be magic. Marble. marble again, not exactly what I want. Blender original, okay, no, again, not exactly what I want. That's something I might want to look up and do. There we go, that might work. Because I don't necessarily want that on there at all times, but I don't know if that'll do what I want it to do. I might have solved one problem. Nothing to do with what the problem I'm supposed to be solving, but I might have solved a problem. Multifractal rigged? Hybrid? No. Fibum? No. A heteroterrain. Fascinating name. Some of these have got wonderful names. An improved oh, you can actually see it on my side, don't you? Look at that. Yeah, no, you should be able to see. Voronoi crackle again. None of these are quite what I'm after. Noise is noise, of course it is, you fucking idiot. What did you think the noise was going to be, you diphead? Diphead? Yes, a diphead. Marvellous. Not entirely sure what a diphead is. No turbulence? No, it's still not quite what I'm after. Wood. Oh, that's an interesting choice of wood. I suppose after you read, you get rings in a tree, I suppose, actually. Yeah, that is. Band noise. Ring noise, no. Try bands. Saw. Not sign. Try. No. Voronoi crackle. Voronoi 2. No, okay. I don't think I'm going to quite get what I'm after there. So shall we... See what I might do. What I might do is try and keep it simple for now, which I think is often a good idea. And what we'll do is we'll just, for now, I'm just going to slap a single texture across the entire thing. That seems like a plan. So this can be, I suppose, base metal. Okay. So what we essentially want to do is just pretty much sort of get the appropriate colour we want, which is more of just a grey, really, isn't it? Slightly concerning. Oh, I think I know why. No, don't do that. Don't do that. What I want you to do. Oh, okay. I'm sure most people make this look. Ah, you bastard. Yep, no, I knew I'd fuck that. Some people make this look so fucking easy. They just go like that, and there we go. See what I mean? So fucking easy. Timeline. What we want? Yes, good. Right, that's gotten that back. Gotten that back to where it is. Now, no. I want it. Thank you. What was I? Amazingly, I've tried combining these windows before. Will the bastard combine the windows? No, it will make new windows. I have had about 600 windows here, all trying to just combine two of these windows. And of course now, I'm trying to combine the sodding windows, and of course, naturally, beyond comparison. Right, now, I do find this slightly peculiar. But apparently, I've done something in some fashion that's completely buggered my ability to turn it. Oh, I'm in solid mode, you dipshit. That is why it won't work. So I'll run through. If you want to see the wireframe of an item, you look at it in wireframe viewport shading mode. Then to keep things simple while modelling, you can do it in this solid mode, which doesn't show any textures. It is just a solid lump, so you can work on it. And then you've got the preview mode, which will allow you to see roughly what you're looking at. Some of the textures won't translate into it because it's doing it via a very quick render setting, but it will show the colours. And then you've got full rendered mode, which provides all of the lights and everything else. That is why I couldn't see the bloody colour, because he's so thick. Just awareness is that of a brick. So much checking, make me sick. Hammer the buttons and wiggle the sticks. Are they taking the mick? No, hammer the buttons and wiggle the sticks. There's some questions, a tactic to pick. No, hammer the buttons and wiggle the sticks. He's happening too bloody quick. I'm tired of hacking the analog stick. Finger keeps jerking, I'm gonna be sick. Hammer the buttons and wiggle the sticks. Hammer the buttons and wiggle the sticks. That was hammer the buttons and wiggle the sticks, ladies and gentlemen. Must admit, I'm adjusting this down, but I don't think I have much in the way of a light. Where is the light? Where is the light? It's quite some distance away. That's probably why the light is not having a huge effect on the colour, which is not unreasonable, apart from the whole I could do of seeing what it's... Now it's probably classified as a bit too close. So that's good. That's cool. That's good. I like that. I like it when everything goes horribly tits up and ruins it. Right. So that's our basic metal. No, I must admit, I'm trying to keep it simple, but now I'm also wondering how I'm going to make it complicated later. Let's not worry about it right now. Let us, what we want to do is pop open a new material, new, and this one is base handle. So now what we want to do is drop that down a bit, come here, and now this is where having that band there, I prepped it. And that's, well, I fucked it there, but no, that one, and that one, ideally. It might be easier to turn that bloody subsurface off so I can make sure I've grabbed everything. Oh, that's handy. That's all the way around. Marvellous. And that one, and then that one, so... Got everything there, but arguably probably do want those inside bits as well. Oh, that's the circle, of course it is. That's fine. Yeah. Just dispense a light wire emitter for now while I'm dealing with the lightsaber texture. Cool. That is essentially our... And I could try it and make this a sort of... That's not exactly what I wanted. That's fine. Assign those to that, which is hilt material. I don't know. But theoretically now, if I select all of the hilt material, it will be there. Cool. Now we want to go back into the material and go assign that to the base handle, which rather conveniently provides me a slightly different colour on the handle, which will allow me to now... I mean, for now, I think it's a significantly rougher looking handle, and I don't think it's metallic, so we won't worry too much about metallics, but it is still sort of a slightly dull shade of grey. Put that in rendered view. Unfortunately, that light is now absolute garbage, which is fine, I suppose. I think that is not what I thought it was. That's fine. Radius 3 meters. Yeah. There we go. Got a bit more sort of. It's got direction to it now. But not quite so sort of severe. let's get that subsurf back on. I could just put the subsurf back on, I suppose. Apply it is what I'm saying. Which might, at this point, especially when I'm starting to fuck around with textures. Okay, we've managed to miss a... The benefit, of course... Wait. Oh. Okay. Well. That is... interesting. Oh. Right, of course. I don't know how to solve that problem. I'll just solve a problem like Maria. I think, yes, in fairness, I do believe I've worked out a solution to that problem. Add more geometry, which is almost always a good solution. But there we go. Now we actually have that gap line that we want. And in fact, I suppose arguably, if I really wanted to be a little bit fanciful, no, that's not what I want to do. What I'm meant to do is put in 2 there. Oh, no, that's not. No. Universe, world. There we go, that's fine. Good universe. That's not going to help me. What am I doing? I don't know. I'm trying to do something, but I don't know what it is. This line. No, it would seem no matter what I do, it's never quite going to work out the way I want it to. Okay. Maybe don't do that then. Maybe don't do it. Maybe just leave it like it is. Yeah, it's probably the easiest method. Give it a little save. Right, so we've now at least isolated a couple of the old colours. Now I think what we want to do is probably isolate those forks, because I think they can happily be another separate colour. That's the wrong thing. Having said that, I think I'm isolating more than just the forks. I am. That's fine. For now, at least. That's not so fun. Makes life awkward, but I suppose what's life without a little bit of awkwardness? I suppose we may end up having the same texture issues that we had earlier. Which means I probably do want to sort of figure out more of a start that again. I'm getting confused. Ugh. Sometimes. Yeah, I feel like it might be easiest to just completely do this sort of by hand, because some of the edge loops are not very easy to isolate, whereas it's relatively easy to isolate each individual face. It takes a long time, but to a certain extent, theoretically, as long as I set the vertex group, it shouldn't be more than one time that I have to sort of click all of these.
another, no one. Keep the family sound. Like a comet we run, by gravity bound. In the big black empty sea, she is always there with me. Keeps me sheltered, keeps me free. She is
fucked me over.
always there with me.
No, we're okay there. What that? No, what about this one? Cool. That's interesting. Slightly concerning. A very awkward geometry there, but oh well. I realise, oh well, he's not really a good technical way of looking at it, but sometimes. Ah, cock. Okay. Sometimes it's lucky, sometimes it's not so lucky, but you can undo a select in Blender. Sometimes it's annoying, but at that time, very much not annoying. Those ones that look like triangles are technically quads, they're just awkward quads. Whether that's going to come back and bite me or not, I do not know, but yes is the answer, but what I might do is I will take that loop there after all. Not 100% convinced of it, but oh well. What we'll do, we'll drop that into a arguably there's no other forks on it, but top forks will suffice as a name. And then what we'll do is we'll stick a new material in. So actually that's because it's a base material, not a... Cool. So that should put that subsurf back on so that we can see any issues we're getting. Slight issue there, isn't it? That could look better, which ultimately is what I was hoping for by doing that. Interesting. Oh, there we go. Finally. It's got to be like a little bit of blue in there, but not much. No, I'll stick to 0.5 there, but we'll add type. It's always useful. still that sort of. Too much blue in there, but arguably I could colour it however I want, so technically who's to say there's too much blue in it. Needs a bit more roughness in there, and I don't know, maybe popping the metal will make it shinier, but not necessarily better. Just a hint. It still looks more, it might be a bit too blue, but just a hint of blue seems like a reasonable go around. Right, that is interesting. Now I wonder why. The render is awful. Just a quick spoiler for me. So what, we'll try going for the other render engine, if that will help, but I can't imagine it will, to be honest. Yeah, no, that's just, no. Blimey. Okay. That's an interesting... it is an interesting issue. It's certainly a new issue. I don't know precisely what's gone down there. I don't know if it's going to be something to do with where I was fiddling with that and fiddling with that, maybe. I've done anything there. Nope, that is still fucked. Right. Cool. Yes, that is definitely what we didn't really need. I doubt that's going to make much difference, apart from it's going to be pitch. Nope, that's very screwed. Okay. What? Oh, I think I understand what's wrong. If I go like that, turn that light back on, then try and render it. There we go. So what, we can probably put that. Oh, apart from the fact it's not connected this time. Blah. Probably. No. Interesting. I don't know. So that window. Oh, okay, I won't know that, certainly. I don't need to rejig it, but yes, there we go. So there's my current moderately shitty lightsaber. I need to figure out how to get it looking a bit better. But textures are just not... They're not my thing. I'm kind of okay at modelling, but textures, no. Not in the slightest bit am I okay at textures, which is awkward. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's bring back the wires. Essentially what we want to do is give them, drop that down to that sort of render. Right. give them their own texture. New. Oops. Yes. Wires. Now. Don't think we want that. We do want that. We want colour ramp. And I believe we want object info, was it? Yes. A random factor. And the colour. Actually, I think we do want that wisdom one back. Where texture, no. Shader, yes. Is it that one? Oh no, no it's not. Texture, shader. Ah yes, Bustuffs, wasn't it? But was it that Bustuff? Yeah, I think it was that Bustuff. Right. Okie dokie. So let's get you zoomed in on that so I can see what it's doing. Also, let's assign it to that wire and this wire, because that should give me some clue as to whether everything I'm doing here is working or not. Right. Constant, I think, is what we want. And now what we want to do is... And yes, good. It is working. Right. I think we do want them a little bit metallic, at least, and then maybe a little bit rough. So they're not necessarily... Well, no. They are wires. So a little bit of shine wouldn't necessarily go on this. And now I suppose let's try and figure out what sort of colours. I mean, it's interesting, there is of course like this bright blue, which means we could sort of, if we drop that to 0.9, it won't necessarily crop up as often. So if we do that, and then have like the blue, more of a sort of, yeah, something like that maybe. And then this one can be a bit more sort of after a coppery material maybe. Another new one, a bit more of a sort of simple grey, a dark grey perhaps. Put that in like 0.3 maybe. And grab another one. Oops, not what I had in mind. So I said, oops. There's a little lighter grey. I mean, it's technically done what I wanted it to do, but not necessarily quite the way I wanted it to do it. Because that blue is horrendous after all. Oh, it's sort of done what I wanted it to do, isn't it? Give or take. Now, one more material for the main blade, I think, which is the inside gubbins of this. Let's get rid of those wires for now, because otherwise it'll get confusing. That's what I needed. Perfect. Damage bottom, perfect. That'll do as a phrase, that'll do. Just double check. Let's deselect everything. Top forks, marvellous. Deselect. Hilt material, marvellous. And wire start. Oh yeah, that was just in case I wanted to use that, but I didn't, so that's fine. Damage bottom, I take it you're still with me? Marvellous. And now... boom. So that, eventually we'll try and figure out a good material for the damage. So... I mean, we've at least got some materials in some fashion. Let's just double check there to see if it's all, at least mostly, a lot of it that's covered with the sort of damaged handle. Okay, so I think we've isolated most of the things we want to isolate. Plausible we'd want to isolate that button as well. But then again, it is the same material as that, so it's not too bad. So, question bodes, next steps indeed. Still leaning towards trying to figure out something here. I'm not sure precisely how best to do that. Those wires again, because we don't want them in. A little test render. It's a good way of stalling while you figure out what you want to do now. It doesn't like just working, does it? I don't know. If I rejigger it each time, it seems to get it done, but it doesn't do it automatically. I don't know. Yeah, that's basically what we're looking at the moment. I'll have to... It's one of those ones where I can never quite remember it, but you can put a denoiser on the render so that it looks slightly better afterwards as well, but I can never quite remember how that functions, which is inconvenient, to say the least. So, the problems. Okay, let's have a look. See if we can't do something here. I'm stalling to give my brain thinking time, essentially. Which I know is not great news, but how to do that? Right, let's see if we can work something out here. Not 100% convinced I can, but we'll see, I suppose. Have a go, that's all you can really load it. Really not enjoying loading that program. Don't know specifically why, but there you go. Yeah, it's hating the idea of actually loading the program, which bodes well, doesn't it? Okay, so I'll just do 1024 by 1024. That's probably enough. Maybe. Don't know if there's and now we need to figure out how to do it as a sort of so many small problems. Fibres? I don't think fibres is going to be what I'm after, is it? No, not really. It's something intriguing. God, yeah, what is wrong with you? Lighting? No. I don't think that's going to do anything, is it? No. Let's grab this. That in there. So let's do some calculations to work out precisely how best to do this. Right. just realised you can't actually see what I'm doing here because I have got Blender activated. There we are. I'm fiddling in Photoshop if that wasn't now immediately obvious. Right. Okay, so. What I'm attempting to do, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to do it or not, what I'm attempting to do is I'm going to try and build a texture that will provide a bump map for the handle, the hilt, so that you've got that sort of bumpiness to it. Now, honest truth, no idea if I can. But, you know, sometimes you gotta just have a go, don't you? Get rid of that. That is interesting. This is very interesting. I miscalculated that. Yes. No. Yes. No. I don't quite know how I miscalculated it, but I think I did. Oh, you should got it. Yes. I think I did that. Cool. Really, at this point, we're looking at sort of. I'll just stick it in red because it doesn't matter at the moment. Darker red will do. I don't necessarily plan on sticking those colours. In fact, I very much don't plan on sticking those colours. Right. Okay. Let's just grab. Yeah. That's not really what I want. Normal. That's vastly too big for me to get any usable information out of it. So, I keep asking myself what I'm trying to do, and I keep coming up with the answer, I don't know, which is an issue. Oh, okay, I don't think I have those options, but still, hang on. Interesting. Okay. That's going to be a lot more complicated than I ever gave it credit for. Okay, that's fine. Ugh. God. In that 2-hour mark where it feels like it's not worth bothering to continue. Again, the biggest problem I think we'll be having right now is I don't really know what I'm trying to accomplish. Which is, yeah, awkward to say the least. Right, well, we've got a thing. I do not know. I do not know at all. But we do have a thing. Shall soon find out. Where did I put you? Should probably put you into a place. I suppose I should probably put you there. Yeah, something like that though. Alright, so let's drop that in, see if I can remember how to do a normal map to start with. I know it's normal, so I think it's normal map, not normal. Yeah, so I think that's the one I'm after. So yes, that image in there, and that into displacement. Oh, okay. I mean, he's definitely done something. Nasty feeling I might have done it the opposite way around to what it needs to be, but it's at least there, I suppose. Okay. Right, that's definitely going to be why it's a little bit shitty. I suppose let's go. Whoops. I'll change my keyboard somehow. Yes. I don't know. Maybe I do just want the whole line. No, that's not the one I was after. That's not the one after. That's a shit place for a seam after all, isn't it? If I'm going to do a seam, I might as well put it right in the fucking centre of the backside. Yeah, that'll do. Mark the seam. Now, try wrapping it like that. Nah, I had a feeling it wouldn't. Or at least I don't think it did. Oh, actually, no, it did, sort of. Okay, fair enough, I suppose. Let's just select the hilt material. Oh, that's not. No, I think that's not changed anything, has it? Okay, it's fine. Ugh. God, I hate materials. It's fucking complicated. Must have done shit all for that. Plus, I've got to figure out how to get that. There's a. No, I don't think so. Texture coordinate, is that what I'm after? No. Of course it isn't. Brain is shutting down now for just not wanting to bother, which is always good. So doing that here. Also, I suppose you have to adjust that clipping again. Should be able to see once we sort of turn it around. Well, that's different. Can I have a tool for that? I don't necessarily think that's correct, but I don't necessarily think it's going to. I don't honestly know if it's going to do me any favours or not do me any favours. Do what I tell you to do. Okay. God, I wish I knew what I was doing. So much more helpful. Geometry, no. So I'm now back in Blender. I'm really interested. It's going about as well as you'd expect. If I go, because I had one the other day, if I pop in here and check my textures, I should be able to find the bloody thing. But, will you just obey my commands, please? Was in there. No. Mapping. It was simply mapping. Not that I would have known that. No, don't save because I didn't change anything technically. What I want to do is go here. Mapping. Yeah, I think it's in between those two, right? Actually, you can select all. Right, that's still not really doing what I want you to do because I don't really understand what it's doing. Maybe it's because I put it in world space. Is that what's causing the problem? No. Object space. No. Tangent space. No. Try super tiny. Now try super large. Then I suppose. No, it's definitely not doing texture. Vector. Normal. $100. No, not doing. That is now not changing whatsoever, so clearly that's not doing anything. Maybe it needs needs to be in between the other two. I don't fucking know. That's not going to fit in there, is it? Doing anything? Don't fucking look like it, does it? Do it in that mode, can it? No. That would be fucking easy. I should really be doing something. Oh yes, it's doing nothing. Right. I don't know what I'm doing now. Do not know what I'm doing. So that's still working at least, so can I not undo that decision? Thank you. So the definite issue is this. Okay, so we're back to maybe if I now try and make that a bit more. No, that's quite what I want. No, okay, that's just completely buggered it off the arsehole. Again, that just seems to keep. Let's just try that one. Okay. Finally got somewhere. It's not good. Still pretty fucking bad, but it's gotten some. Okay, there we go. Right. Now I can adjust the size. I can try and ideally. It doesn't have to be perfect, so just do something like that maybe. towards the lower part of this. I probably don't want that. Don't necessarily think I'm going to worry too much right this for a second though. Just as long as we can get it. Okay. Not too bad. Now, I wonder if that's going to be possible, or if that's going to be a step too far. I don't think we need this mapping after all, because that went horribly wrong when I tried using mapping. So let's try and put in a colour ramp. Horrible spelling of colour. Unreasonable, I know. Can I just plug, am I allowed to plug that in? Yeah, it doesn't seem to have screwed it up too much. Right. But like this should do more. Oh, it did. Apart from it's not. Yeah, okay. It's doing what I want to do, but not in the direction I want to do it. I wonder. I said I didn't want that mapping. I'm now beginning to wonder if I do want that mapping. Just not where I thought I wanted it. Rotation. Oh no, I think that is doing what I want it to do. But not quite. Maybe it's not that one. Again. Actually seems to be sort of, yeah, flaring it from that side. It's very relaxing. It's not for me. It isn't for me. But I suppose me mumbling and music in the background probably is relatively relaxing. Oh, you're yet again not quite doing what I want you to do, are you? But yes, I hope you enjoy your dinner. Just can we... Brain, can you work out what it is you want from this? Okay. So surely... No, I think I know. Yeah, okay. It's not. No, it is doing. No, it's not. I need to try and. I wonder if I'm heading down the wrong direction with this. Not. Intriguing. Don't know if I'd be able to do something like that though. I think we are we're definitely heading towards the point of no more, please, no more. But, I mean, technically, we have sort of gotten a little bit in there. I do wonder if maybe with that colour ramp. Well, I haven't said that. It's never going to quite work while I wait till it, is it? Oh, but this gives me a bit of a clearer. No, that's not. I mean, this couldn't possibly be a thing, right? No, because you'd just end up an infinite loop of bloody what's-its, wouldn't you? Yeah. Did that in another file. That one. Didn't really make me do that, but I'm not saving the files, I don't know. Right. Shading. Right. Okay. That's at least partially what we're missing. Okay, that's probably going to solve at least one thing. Maybe, right? I don't know. Let's try it. Don't save that because it doesn't mean to change anything. Right, so hang on. So there is a gradient texture and we want a colour ramp. Right, so we stick that in there and then we... Oh shit, which one was it? The factor in the factor. Makes a bit of sense. Right, okay, so we have now got that, but I think we also need that mapping after all. I keep deleting it, thinking I don't need a mapping, and then it suddenly turns out I might actually need a mapping. Right, so 90 degree. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I mean, I wonder if actually, I think... Disconnect that, reconnect that. I think the mapping needs to go in the middle of these two, not in the middle of the ramp. But God knows. Right, okay. So that's now, yeah. So now... Ooh. No. 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 Don't seem to be the one. God. Damn it, I hate you so much. Oh, maybe it's... Okay, right. Maybe we're putting it in the wrong place. Put the factor in there. And do that. What do you do there? Oh, fuck's sake. Evidently not. I'm going to have to look it up. There's no possible chance my brain is going to figure this out, is there? I very much did that. Let's try getting... Oops, that's the wrong window. Pick one of them, and then, do you know what? By Jove, getting that fucking mapping one back again. I know, sweet mother of fucking mercy. Right, so stick generated in the vector, which I'll stick something in your vector, in that vector, right. I'll stick that vector in that vector. And now the Y. Fucking finally, right. It's the wrong way round, so I suppose minus 90 will do. That didn't work, fine. 90. It's good, it's good enough, it's good enough. We're changing these colours anyway, don't we? Now, because arguably now I've figured this side out, I might be able to figure the rest of this out. Right, so what I was trying to do is, yeah, basically I want that duplicated, but that plugged into the factor. Not exactly what you classify as, you know, what worked, but God damn it, bloody thing's so slow. I'll save it and ditch Photoshop, because save as map for random. I suppose it might be right, I'll save that as well. Bump map bit. These days I'll go back to these files and go, what the fuck is a bump map bit? Bump map bit even. We do need this window up. If we pop our prints at wood stuff there. They're not there. That's not a problem. Crucial element. Let's just, for now actually, we'll just have it's like green. I don't necessarily think green is going to make it better, but it highlights it nicely, which is kind of what I'm after. Just this sort of immense highlight that could work. So, right. Yes! My God. Sweet mother of mercy. That's a bit too... But look! Do you wanna pray to Jesus? Yeah, put that back on, it might look a bit older. No, okay. It will look a bit better. My God, it took quite some time, but look. And quite a substantial amount of looking stuff up, but that's not the point. The point is, there's a bump map there, and what I can do is I can raise the bump map so that probably theirs might be one of the best areas, but we can reflect the fact that the grip gets a little bit less and a little bit less and a little bit less. The grip gets a little bit less, a little bit less and a little bit less. And at the top the grip is properly hardcore there. Save. Sweet Christ on his delightful little bicycle, pedalling along shitting all over the sidewalk. Why a sidewalk? I don't know. I'm English. It's a pavement. Apparently, irritation turns me American. Right. God, I love and hate it so much. So much. But I'm definitely calling it there. We've had a victory. After so many defeats, we've had a victory. Because look at it. Look at it. It's a little bit curvy there. It's a little bit curvy there. Might have to figure out a reason why that is. Probably the geometry. Yes. I wonder if I add an extra edge loop there, it will certainly anger the machine beyond comparison, but I don't think we want it too far, otherwise it's going to start sort of defining everything a little bit more than I want it defined. But then again, I'm trying to get it defined a little bit more than it's defined at the moment. And save. Every time something goes tolerably well. But yes, look at that. Look at that. It's a bit shit. I ain't gonna lie. It's because it's not really the perfect bump map, because I made it myself and I don't know how to make a perfect bump map. But from a bit of a distance, it looks like a textured grip. And that officially means... Oh, I forgot to put on the button. I really must... maybe I ought to just leave the button on, but a lot of the time I make a mistake. And right, let's put those wires back on. And then we'll sort of go there. Oh, sod off, you little shithead. Band, goodbye. Fuck it. I know it's all bots, so, but it makes me feel happier telling them to fuck off. I'm just trying to get sort of like a nice-ish perspective, because arguably we probably want something more akin to that. So, right, let's... First we'll save it, then we'll F12 it. F12 is the shortcut for rendering, if you're unaware. We'll try putting that on there. Didn't work, of course it didn't. Why would it? Swap the method again. Apparently if I just swap the method of capture, it works. But look, yes! And that's the benefit of bump maps. It looks a bit like it's bumpy, but it's not. It's perfectly smooth geometry. No geometry adjustment there whatsoever. But it does look a little bit bumpier. And the fact that I have finally managed to work out how to get it to do that transition there. Now the next step will be to make it not green. But that's a step for another time, I think. We're definitely calling it in the not too distant future. But that is not terrible. Yeah. It's alright. Just what I want to do, ideally, and I will just show it on the focus on the reference image and get it not shit. You can see how here it sort of is a dark at the top and then it sort of gradients out into this sort of slightly rustier brown. And what I hope to do with my newly formed, it's not connected at the moment of course, but with this colour ramp here, which I don't know how obvious, oh it's definitely not obvious because the blender render's on top, but yes, okay, so if it wasn't obvious, right, so here, where I think my mouse is, yes, there's a darker colour there, and then it goes down to a slightly more browny rusty colour. That's what I want to try and reflect in this piece here, which is the colour ramp. But that is a job for another day, possibly next week, possibly not, don't know. I might do it myself, it depends. I've got plenty of other bits and bobs to be doing, so it won't make too much difference if I just wait until next week to polish that off. But right, let's oh, it is Miracle of Sound. But I wonder... Oh, I suppose you can't actually choose tracks. Plus, it doesn't appear to be there. Question mark? No? Oh, no, apparently it's just got shed loads of tracks with the same bloody name. But no, I don't think it's there. I was going to say I'd look up Miracle Sounds All for One because it's a very good little song, but I'm not going to because it's it would take too much effort to bother. Right. Shall I do a little quick something or other? I possibly could do, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's have a look what little ones we've got that I could amuse myself with. Where's my headphone gone? Exactly where I left it. It's always helpful. Always very helpful if it's exactly where you left it. Right, let's have a look. I'll tell you what, that will probably do nicely. So, back over the general gameplay and edit up the stream info to reflect the new gubbins. It can still be called that because I can't bother to update the title fully. It doesn't make too much difference. Now, I feel like I've played this one before. Yes, looks like I have. Although I do get the distinct impression that it will not. It will not be the right size when it comes up on the screen, which is always a bit of a bugger. A bit of a bugger. Bit of an annoyance. Right, we'll do a round of Ziggurat, which is a first person. Ooh, exactly the right size, exactly the right thing. Marvellous. It is a. Oh, that's because I think I did it recently, didn't I? Yeah, it was going to be. It was going to be used for exactly this purpose. A random game. Is there an actual presumed game? I mean, I'm assuming since it's given me the option. Yes, is the answer. It's just this is I can never remember if it's roguelike with a K or roguelite with a T. They are two slightly different stuff. Well, I unlocked an achievement for starting the game. Oh, I think it's because oh god, that's possibly slightly too sensitive. I don't know. I do need it sensitive, but it does just feel like it's. Let's just see if we can get you. There we go. So you're a little wizard with your little wizard's wand. You can, I think. There we go. I've now got the Eye of Twilight, or the Hammer of Ice, or the Eye of Twilight. Okay, what's the second part? So massive spread shot, little spread shot. I think the ice is probably fine. What's my number 2? Whoa, the ring things. Okay. Fine. I'm not entirely sure what the shiny heart is. I'm not going to push it, just in case I regret the decision. But yeah, you sort of traverse these little floors. Pew, pew, pew. And you've got your little wand, and you've got your little thing, and you just pop round, and you find out things. And most of these rooms... Oh, is this the boss room? Did I really leave myself right at the boss room? I need a portal key. Yeah, I really did. Or is there... there might be a boss on every floor. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know how well it's looking on screen. It is a little bit blurry on my screen. I think they've got quite a lot of motion blur. Minions! I must kill the minions. Oh, that's a bit more shotgunny. So your basic wand isn't very strong, of course, as is fairly standard fare. But the benefit of your standard wand is it can't run out. But it's sort of a fairly fast-paced FPS type thing, a la sort of Doom. It's quite a fun one, and the fact that it's sort of, well, it's bloody difficult, but that's not bloody difficult for me. Is bloody easy for some. You can see I'm not great at dodging things at high pace. Plus I'm usually slightly better on a controller, which I know is evil. If the PC of the mouth. I'm sure nobody would actually... Ow. Prick. Actually dodged my head. I don't think this has got the Toby Eye stuff available. Not that that's any good, I don't think. Although having said that, it did impress me slightly with their little demo game, but I can't see a practical use for it. I'm sure some people do. People who can't use their hands, it's very practical useful. But I think it's never, if you can use a mouse, it's never going to actually replace the use of a mouse, because it's just better to not. So what are you triggering? I'm assuming, yeah, that's blue energy behind it. So I'm assuming this will be, this ice wand will utilise my green bar. So you can see there I've got a blue bar, I've got a green bar, and I've got an orange bar right hand side of the screen. That is the different types of magic. So this one triggers off of the blues, this one triggers off of the greens. Oh, you can see it in the orb as well. I wasn't really paying enough attention to know that, but never mind. And whereas, as I say, your basic standard wand, it's not very strong, but it has infinite power. So, oh, that's the Eye of Twilight. Did we decide I wanted the Eye of Twilight? I must admit, I'm wasting magic there, really, but it's quite fast-paced, so I might try that one. Barrels of nothing. Good. That's what we like to see. Of incoming minions. Let's get to the big wand. So there's plentiful sort of different minions available for you to see. Some Mandragoras there, I believe they are. So there's, you know, a combination of melee, combination of sort of melee and ranged. That's the usual combination. Just thought I'd try and pep it up a bit by giving some explanations. Whoa, okay, I'm inside. I think I was inside a man. And, I don't know. Some people enjoy that. I'm not keen. I'm not keen on the idea of being inside a man at the moment. Oh no, I ran out of magic. Shite. Ran out of magic, shite. So the basic wand has a little bit of a shotgun effect, I think, to it. Yeah, you can sort of fire off a bunch of bolts. It needs to be relatively accurate, otherwise you're wasting it. Or you've got just a, I don't know, it's relatively low speed kind of thing. Ah, dang it, I missed out on some treasure. I wanted that treasure. Health limit, or mana gems can fill other pools. Interesting, but health. I want some butt health. Okay, I think that requires a heli hoop. A little bit of a jump. But if you do, I can't deny, if you do enjoy... Oh, hello. Okay. Invisible enemies, what the shitter? Well, this isn't going to go horribly wrong, isn't it? If you enjoy a nice little sort of FPS game, this is quite a nice sort of gap filler, because as I say, being roguelike, you just sort of have a go and you kind of try doing a little bit better each time. Unfortunately, it's not always... I think... Are these tracking rings? Or am I wrong? No, they are tracking rings. So they will home in a little, at least a little bit. They're not 100% perfect, especially... No, invisible enemy. I have to find myself. The tracking rings will not find my invisible enemy. I cannot find the enemy with my ring. Oh, shite, I used my little heart. I don't know precisely. I think that healed me, which is fair enough. It's what you'd expect. I did sort of need some healing, so it's not too tragic that I ended up using it, but it wasn't exactly the plan. I was trying to find an interact button, but I think all you really do is you shoot things, so... Or interact is basically shoot the walls. Is that the last of the minions? No, definitely no. Okay. A lot more of these invisible dudes. Hey guys, could you stop launching fireballs at my face? It would be greatly appreciated. Don't fire fireballs at my face. Ow. You seem to be ignoring me, which I suppose I can't necessarily blame you. You've clearly got something against my face, but I'd much prefer... Okay, where's he gone? Oh, he's in the middle. So obviously they don't do it completely invisible, which would be unfair if they did in fairness, wouldn't it? This is the sort of game where you need to practice a lot, though, I think. Oh shit, I apparently can't go backwards. That's awkward. Let's let my wand charge a little bit. I just charge up my wand, and then I'm gonna shoot my load, shoot my load. Oh, I missed my load. Shoot my load, shoot my load, shoot my load. Yeah. You did something. Way, level 8. A druid. Potions give you more health. Or a scavenger. Increase the enemy drop rate. Well, we'll have the potion giving me more health that day. So I think, because I use that sort of heart thing, yes, I will pew my wand. Because I use that heart thing, it regens by killing enemies. So you can't just sort of, I can't just wait. And it will regen. It is exclusively based on you killing enemies, so I would have to... Whoa, hey! Rude. Didn't need spikes off my backside. I didn't need spikes in my rear end. No, sorry. If you could try to avoid getting spikes off my backside. Try to avoid the spikes in my arse. Try to avoid the spikes in my backside. At least they're not invisible this time. Does help if you can see the enemies. You will face my many rings. The many rings is a significantly good weapon. Yes, all of the ring. I don't think. I wonder if they do appear to track a little bit, but I think the first fire they really do track. Whereas the secondary fire, I don't think as much, but you do get a lot more rings. So yeah, fun little weapon. I must admit, the other crucial thing with this game is the aesthetic, because I gotta say, I really quite like the sort of the idea of being a little wizard with his little wizard wand. My little wizard wand. Who said it was a little wizard wand? It's a magnificently huge wizard wand. There we go. We found the port key, so that means we can face off against the boss if we want to. Spoiler alert: I don't want to, but I will do. But I do know for a fact that he's going to be the end of the run, because there's no chance I'm going to do a level 3 boss, I don't think. Because I'm pretty bad at this game, as has been seen. Oi! Big box. Oh, big magical box. What do you hold? Oh, that's a disappointing. There's an enemy in here. Face my rings. You will never be able to defeat the Ring of Justice. The Ring of Justice. I've got a nasty feeling there's enemies behind me as well, but no. I can only really deal with the enemies that I can see. So, to a certain extent, I kind of have to not give a shit about the enemies behind me. You got to assume they're banshees, since they're screaming. If you ever come across a screaming woman, assume she's a banshee. Well, technically, I think... No, banshees were more screaming, weren't they? Oh, I'm thinking the sirens are singing. God damn it. I didn't know there was more bloody... Are these infinitely spawning? Is the point I'm supposed to be doing what it tells me to do? Yeah. Got a distinct feeling I'm supposed to be scavenging bits and bobs, which is not what I was doing. I thought I could defeat the enemies and then worry about scavenging. Apparently, no. Grabbing items. Whoa! I'm loving the sprint in this. God, I feel like I'm moving like the wind. I'm moving like the... Oh, I moved like the wind, but the wind ran into a banshee. Whoa! Definitely, it feels like there's a fucking drift in it. Shotgun, laser, pew pews. If you've got a lot of enemies in front of you, it's sometimes worthwhile using the shotgun pew pews because it's a rapid fire pew, which is kind of what you want sometimes. You just want to let loose with the pew. Let loose with the pew now. Let loose with the pew now. That one? No. Okay. I thought that was a crack in the wall. But it's not. I mean, it is, but it's not a crack. It's just a baby crack. Textual. Oh, hey. Whoa, hey. I don't think we need any of that. Okay. Can I actually do something about that? No. What is it I'm actually supposed to be doing in this room? There might be a secret over there. It feels oddly pointless being in this room. Obelisk. Oh. Well, I'm not entirely sure what I do with an obelisk. I think I just shoot it. Seems that appears to be working for me. There are multiple obelisci. In fairness, I think the plural for obelisk is obelisk. Whee, there we go. We dealt with one, but there's another one up here. And more dudes, I think. Plus, I'm assuming there's more, because defeating one obelisk was not enough to get a marker on it. I suppose it's fair enough. Pew. I am a wizard and I rely on pew. I am a wizard and I rely on pew. Yes. One more obelisk dealt with. If I can hide behind the obelisk, that would be ideal. Yeah, because that central. Now I've done that central one, I think that was the most awkward because all the enemies were hanging around there. At this point. Goddamn wand. Charge up, wand! Charge up! This is called Ziggurat. Ziggurat. I think I spelled that correctly. I lost track of the letters halfway through. But I am a wizard and I go pew pew. This can be heard. It's a first-person roguelike thing. So you do, generally speaking, you die and then you start again. You die and then you start again. You die. Hey! It's quite fun. It's quite a fun one. Is that the name of the ruler in June? I do not know. Oh, I need to defeat the minions now. No, I can't. I could have done with not having to defeat the minions. Stop. You, face my rings. My rings of justice have beaten you. Rings. The ring thing dings. The ring-a-ling-ding-a-ling-ding-a-ling-a-do. Ring-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ling. Oh, there's enemies. I didn't realise. I thought there were tiny enemies in red. Tiny red enemies were coming at me. Ring-a-ding. 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 Ring-a-ding-a-do. Go, my rings. Oh, minions must die. That's another one I should install. Orcs must die. It's a bloody good game. Bloody good game. It's a bloody good game. Yay. I really must try and just find my way to the boss so I can at least have a go at the boss. I'll tell you what, I should probably just use that potion. Give myself a little boost. Oh god, another minion room. That's fine. Unfortunately, at this point, facing... Oh, I suppose arguably it's still experience, so not too bad. Die, Mandragora! Die, Mandragora! Die, bastards. All of you, face my rings! You cannot survive the rings. You know you can't. Orcs Must Die is just a brilliant game. Orcs Must Die 2 was pretty good as well. Can't remember... Yeah, I think there might have been a third one. I see. I thought you didn't. You don't like orcas because you don't like it when people are waylord, do you? So you clearly don't like the orcas. Bam. Oh shit! I've run out of magic. I've now only got my pew pew wand. Well, I say that I have technically got another wand option. I've really gone just miles. Small enemies, but what will I aim at? Who needs aiming when you've got shotguns? In fairness, who needs aiming when you've got rapid fire shot? Ah, yes, circle strafe. Circle strafe. It is the way. This is the way. Circle strafe round your enemies. Kill them all. This is the way. Okay, that was a dead end. That was unfortunate. Yeah, certainly one of them was. Can't remember if both of them had multiplayer or whether that was just introduced in number 3, number 2. No. No. Okay, I think I get the idea. Maybe. No. Okay, that's fine. Wasn't expecting that to work, truth be told. Okay, maybe we've got to wait for this one. There we go. Awesome. Treasure chest for me. Woo! Amulet. Recovers part of your mana reserves when used. Okay. Oh, but no. No. Nope, no. That one, please. That amulet. The one that gives me health is vastly superior. Mana gems give you more magic energy. Mana gems can fill other pools. No, I think we'll just stick with gathering more energy. Oh, big jump. Yeah, into the puddle of I don't know what. And I probably... Oh, into the puddle of lava. We forgot they threw that in there. Little bastards. Oh yeah, I forgot that one as well. Little bastards. Oh, yeah, I forgot the whole deadly trap room. Cool. Anything of any real note here? Oh, obelisks again. Awesome. Not really what I wanted to see, but never mind. I suppose, I'll tell you what, if we have to defeat some enemies anyway, we'll have a health boost. And that way, hopefully. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't you fling skulls at me. Don't need it. Don't need it. Goodbye. You guys suck. You can't hit the running wizard. Apart from when you did hit the running wizard, but it's because unfortunately you hit the running wizard as I was trying to get the words "you can't hit the running wizards" out. Stupid mandragora. Ooh, first of the class. Lovely. Take that as a win. Dirty slime. Face justice. My rings are charged. Now none of you stand a chance. But my rings are incredible. I am the 5-ring master. Face my 5 rings and suffer. Suffer the consequences. I mean, it's certainly, yeah, this one is distinctly Doom-esque. And if Hex, one assumes, I don't know if I've seen Hex or not, I might have, but one loosely assumes the word Hex does sort of conjure up the idea of magic. So one assumes if that was a magical Doom, then this very much would do a reminder there. Ow. I'm being a little bit reckless because I'm slightly sort of like, just get me out of here. Get me out of this place. I want to face off against the boss so that I can die and put it away, essentially. That's the plan. That doesn't sound like a very good plan. Well, it's a good enough plan. I have to try the boss. I'm not going to try to die, as such. Oh, that's the Undead Scepter. No, we don't want that. Well, we might want it, but I quite like the Pew Pew McGrew. Here we go. Last time, baby. Oh, I've got an upgrade. Cool. Increase your spell mana pool. Regain health by breaking things. I came at you like a wrecking ball, and I knocked you flat on your face. Regulus, the Predator King. Get away from me, Regulus. I don't want none of that, you little T-Rex bastard. In fact, you don't even have arms, do you? You don't even have tiny puny arms. You're worse than a T-Rex. Also, surprisingly easy. Although, having said that, I am still taking quite a beating. He's not doing anything that dramatically. Oh, okay, now he might be doing something dramatic. He appears to be on top of me. I don't need that. I don't need this. Oh, lordy. Oh, lordy, lordy. Oh, Lord, have mercy on my soul. My soul. Oh, lordy. Take my ring. Yeah! Nearly broke my computer with my victory, but, you know, it's fine. It is technically a victory. Woo! Breaking things for health is super awesome fun. Anyway, well, okay, so you know how I said I was going to lose? Apparently, I didn't lose. I'm fairly certain there are much harder bosses. But, yeah, I suppose that's just good enough. I will save and quit, because it was only supposed to be a short little one. Which essentially makes it a super short, tiny thing, because if you're a short little one, super small. Super small boy, super small boy, super small boy, super small boy. Right, that's it. What did we accomplish? Not a huge amount. But we did accomplish something. We got... I don't know precisely how much you saw, but I did finally work out how to rotate my texture and then gradient up some of the bump map so that you've got a heavy amount of the bump at the top of the handle, and then as the handle is supposed to have been destroyed, you get less and less of the texture. And so the next step is to try and figure out the colours, which I don't know whether I'll do that by myself during the week or whether I will do that in... We'll go to the slideshow. In my own time, or whether I'll just do it next week. I don't know for certain. I've got other things to do, so, hey, you know, there's other options available, etc. What we'll do is, I believe I saw, unless he's suddenly no longer, no, there we go, is doing Sword and Shield. So what we'll do is we'll pop that open, get that started, and then I'm going to get him open as well. We'll get that muted so that it doesn't play double. Anyway, we'll pop over to Mr. Jiminy Giminy, which he wouldn't appreciate me calling him. So we'll call him by his name, James Games, UK specifically. We'll pop in, see him, and then I'll probably be off for my dinner. Next time will be Wednesday for the hodgepodge of hilarity, where I don't know specifically what we're doing, and then Thursday we'll be doing more Dragon Quest Builders and a new mystery game that it even is a mystery for me, because I don't know what it is yet. So do feel free to join me for that. There's links below the window if you were particularly interested in following, if anybody else was present and wanted to follow and find other links and stuff, Discord, etc. We're running out of time on the timer, so I will say cheerio and pop in for the little raid. Here we go.